Get comfy. Oh man, I screwed up the intro. Man, I need to get better at this stuff. How are you guys this week?
Yeah, we're pretty good, man. This
Oh
week's
man.
been
Oh,
pretty
actually,
good.
so we got
I'm over the moon, mate.
over the moon. How come?
Just pre-ordered my PS5. Feels
Oh
great.
yeah, we got some pretty
Feels
spicy
great.
news about PS5, but I wanted to try and switch it up a little bit for today's episode. And I wanted to actually ask the viewers, give them a little control about what we talk about first. So I was thinking, because there's a lot of stuff going on with Kanye West at the moment on Twitter. There was a big Twitter rant thing, and we also have the stuff with the PS5. So I'm wondering, and I'm asking the chat, if you guys want to hear about Kanye West, comment ones, or if you want to hear about PS5, comment twos in the chat. Let us know, because
Make
there's a
some
lot
noise,
of
guys. Make some noise. We want
yeah.
to see you guys talk.
Yeah, I want to see you guys talk. But like, have you guys
Um,
both pre-ordered PS5s just in the meantime?
yep. Just pre-ordered it. What was it? Thursday?
Where did you pre-order it from?
I also got it from EB Games.
EB Games. Oh, you got one of the early ones, huh?
Yeah.
Ah,
I got
lucky.
onto it fast, man. But even though I got onto it quick, like I still couldn't get the initial pre-order, like the one that's dropping November 12th.
Which one did you get?
The disk drive.
Oh, the
The
disc drive,
disk
yeah.
drive,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The chat's saying they can't hear me, but
Oh, they can't hear
you guys
you?
can you
Can
guys can hear me though, right?
Yeah, well, I can hear
I
you.
can hear you.
I can hear you, yeah.
Can the chat
Okay.
hear me? Because otherwise, I probably didn't say anything, and that would have been really awkward.
Can you guys hear anything? Or is it
Maybe
just me?
bump it up a little bit. Maybe increase your
Yeah,
gain a little
maybe
bit.
increase your sound a little bit. Again, it
Uh,
isn't a show if we don't have technical difficulty problems.
apparently
It's a
Sabi
segment.
can hear me, but looks like
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I guess
You are,
we
you
can
are a bit
hear.
on the quiet side, Nihal.
okay.
What's new, mate? All right, we got a one and we got a two. All right, I need more ones or I need more
Yeah,
twos, mate.
we need more of a
Spam it,
decisive.
spam it if you need. If you want to hear us talk about it, you got to spam it. You got to spam the chat, mate.
Dude, I didn't even realize that the pre-orders went live because I knew that they weren't supposed to go live. That wasn't the
Yeah.
initial, like that wasn't the intent, and all these retailers went out, just opened up the floodgates.
Oh, so sorry. So just to put the options again: one to talk about Kanye West and the Twitter situation, or two to talk about the new PS5 release.
L-
Ones we do have a lot of ones.
Yeah.
Rumaya does want us to talk about Kanye.
Kanye, yeah, she's gone. She's spamming that button.
It's pretty
Ooh.
pretty split.
Pretty split
Pretty
right
split.
now.
Pretty split. There's a lot of ones in the chat. I gotta admit.
Just
Akram's holding the gate.
coin toss, mate.
Oh, there we go. Ones, twos. Oh, we got twos.
Do you want us to like toss the coin?
Toss a coin. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, we got some ones. Got some ones.
Oh, we got.
Jeez. Right.
I-
He
All right. Gave it two.
deciding factor.
You know-
So we talk two first.
1 plus 1 does equal 2. I do
Look,
agree.
we're
One,
gonna talk about both topics,
We're
by the
gonna
way.
talk about both anyway.
It's
Either
more
way,
about
it's-
what goes first.
3. I wonder what topic number 3 is. Well, we'll figure it out as we go. Now,
We always
I
have
think
something to talk about.
I think the ones won this, right? Like it's got to be the ones.
I thought it was twos.
Twos.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
just-
be overruled. We can go with twos. So,
Yeah.
talk about the PS5 release. Wow, what a crazy announcement. I didn't see all the live reaction stuff. Like
By the way,
someone's-
I want to stop you because it reminds like why don't you guys vote? Look, I think we all want to. We all.
We're here to talk about. Alright,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fatima,
we
since you're-
want to know
since
what
you're
you,
here-
the people, want to talk about.
Yeah.
right?
Tima, since you're here, let us know. Do you want us to talk Kanye first or PS4? PS5, sorry.
PS4, mate, you're one generation behind, mate.
Still stuck.
Still stuck,
It's-
mate.
In saying so, partying with my PS4 is going to be hard, man. We had some good times.
It's the real question is Sabi gonna cop a PS5 or a PS4? That's the
A PS5 or a
Well,
PS4.
We're gonna get
Yeah,
into
well,
the DS.
well, let's talk about it because,
we're not
I
choosing anyone. We're not picking anyone else
The
over you, Ramaya.
democracy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, I was just going about my day, going for my daily walk as per usual because we're allowed 2 hours now. Congratulations, Victorians. Now, and someone messages us and is like, oh, hey, look, the price came out for the PS5 and all that kind of stuff. And then, oh, guess what? There's like a pre-order and stuff going, and you guys already copped it. But in America, they weren't supposed to have pre-orders available
Yeah.
early, but then Walmart, which is I don't know, their equivalent to like Kmart or some shit. I don't know.
Walmart. I think it's bigger than.
Um,
Well, I would say it's even bigger
yeah,
than
it's,
Kmart.
yeah, it's bigger
Yeah,
than
Definitely
Kmart. It's kind of
yeah.
like a
It's
combination of
like
like
Target, but they have Target there as well. So
yeah,
I think it's
you know,
like it's
that
like
kind
an
of shit.
accumulation of like all those like
A bunch
all
of shit.
the
bunch of
retail.
shit
Bunch of
put
shit,
together.
yeah.
Like put Kmart and JB Hi-Fi together, and that's probably
Yeah,
Walmart for
I
you.
think that's the best way to put it.
And
Yeah.
and so they released their kind of pre-orders for PS5 early, and a bunch of people jumped on it. A bunch of people pre-ordered it. But there's like but everybody's angry now because they can't get pre-orders, and like man, I've been seeing all the memes, but it's all American centric, right? Because everybody over there are missing out on PS5s
Well,
and
it's
stuff.
because in certain regions it's releasing on the 12th of November. So I know Australia's in that list. I can't remember exactly which countries, but I know Australia's in that list.
Mhm.
Right.
And then the countries that weren't listed for November 12th, they're releasing the PlayStation 5 for the rest of the world on the 19th. That is if you get
Okay.
to pre-order early.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, it seems so. You both have pre-ordered, right?
Yeah, but mine's probably the later one, man. Mine's the December 31st, 2021.
Yeah,
I
EB
mean,
Games
to
saying
be fair,
December
like
2021.
Oh, you'll get it in 2021, but it could be the last day of 2021.
well, here's the thing though. There isn't a lot of like games that are coming out on release like for it's just Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is also coming out on the PS4 anyways,
No,
and
Is that coming on
Godfall?
PS4 as well?
the
Yeah,
PlayStation
it is.
Okay,
Collection.
right.
Yeah.
PlayStation Collection's releasing on the day.
What's
It
the
releases.
PlayStation Collection?
So pretty much there's like I think 15 or so games they've announced that they release like the PlayStation 4 bestsellers or like staple PlayStation 4 games.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? Like, there's not going to be any like exclusive, like super
Oh yeah,
exclusive PS5.
nothing like new.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
I mean,
just-
you see that was the thing with like Nintendo as well. Like when the Switch came out, there was like no games.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It's like everybody just played Breath of the Wild for like a year, right?
think-
Like 'cause that
I
was the only really good game that came out on it.
I think like especially for like PlayStation and Xbox, it's more so that they're releasing because like obviously when games come out these days, you need like big update files to patch them up.
Mm.
Like you don't just get a game and you play straight away. Like you have to download.
Well, yeah, sure, you download it, you preload it or whatever. But
Yeah,
like,
you have to
for example,
download
like
like a
Halo
10
was
gig
supposed to
update.
come out on release with
Yeah.
the Xbox Series X, but now that's all been pushed back because the
In-
graphics
indefinitely.
look like because the
I don't
graphics
know
look
if
like
it's-
original Xbox graphics, you know.
It looks like Halo 2, man.
Yeah, exactly. And no, you know what the funniest part is?
Halo
I think,
2
like,
remastered, bro. They
yeah,
use
it
the
looks
same.
better.
Yeah.
It looks better than this current one. It's ridiculous. So that's an example of like, oh, okay, there's a bunch of games that are coming out, but like, I mean, it's not a big loss. Like if you don't get it like on release, I think just people have like FOMO, right, for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't get this.
Fear of missing out,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, did you guys get the disc-less or the with disc?
No, I got the one with the disc drive.
Definitely
With the
with
disc
the
drive.
disc drive, man.
Yeah.
I think it's
That
worth
was-
150
that was
bucks.
Interesting. So Ramaya says, "Is Lego Star Wars going to be on PS5?"
Maybe the
I
new
think they
one,
did
yeah.
release something
The new
where
one
it's
will,
like
I think.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the whole saga, so it's like episode 1 to 9.
Yeah, the whole Star,
and they
the whole
changed it up a bit
Skywalker.
as well, so it's not exactly the same as the previous.
Yeah, it's like going to be a
Lego
remake
Star Wars
of
game,
it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be new. You're going to collect all those what is the Lego pieces and shit. Man, I love the Lego games. It's been a while. Apparently the Lord of the Rings one is really good because it's literally the entire movie but in Lego form. Like they even like redo scenes from the movie all in Lego, but it's like in a humorous like,
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
when
yeah,
someone
yeah,
dies,
yeah.
they turn into like Lego pieces. They
Yeah, yeah,
remade
yeah.
the entire movie. Like it's
That's
crazy.
cool.
I might just play the Lego. What is it? Lord of the Rings instead of
Lord of the
actually
Rings,
watching
yeah.
it. Because I watched one of them and bro, like it was a lot of effort, man.
A lot of effort.
A lot of effort.
Actually, speaking of which, I think like Watch Dogs 2 is free on Epic Game Store at the moment. So if people want to, if you're
It's
a PC
trash
gamer, get on
anyways,
it because
so-
it's free. Might as well
I'm,
cop it,
I'm
right?
downloading it right now.
Right now.
Checking on that shit because I know myself, man. I'll probably forget. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
on Epic
I mean,
Games.
I got a reminder about it. That's the only reason why I got it.
on PlayStation this month, and this was like this was surprising for me. So September's 2 free games for PS Plus were Street Fighter 5, which I've kind of been playing here and there,
Mhm.
and PUBG, and I was surprised that it took PlayStation that long to get PUBG.
Yeah, I think that's the train that PUBG really missed out on because I
Yeah,
think they went on
console.
Xbox for a little bit. And when they did release on Xbox, by that time Fortnite was literally
They
on
were
all
booming.
over like
They were
everything,
booming,
right?
man.
Yeah, they were booming already. And then when it did release on Xbox, it was like absolutely trash because the it was hella janky,
Yeah.
heaps of bugs. It just looked terrible.
Mhm.
So
I
it
mean,
never really took off. And I think
I mean,
if there's one game that missed the train, it was PUBG. PUBG did what
PUBG, yeah.
Nokia did. Yeah.
they um they got the mobile market though.
I
Yeah,
People
I
mean,
like
mean,
I do enjoy
my cousins in
PUBG.
Bangladesh.
Yeah,
They're like crazy about PUBG on mobile, and
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. It does go off, man. Like, and it's like I mean, I guess it's a bit easier to play. Like I've won so many games in PUBG Mobile, man.
but I feel like the controls would be hard though. Like
you
If you have
can
a big
get like
screen, if you have a big screen,
you can
yeah,
get like a
controllers,
professional
yeah, I
like
know,
controller thing
for the
that can.
mobile,
yeah.
but that just
Yeah.
makes you look. That just
Hey,
makes you
look, if
look
you want to be
weak,
the
man.
best, if you want to get those chicken dinners, mate, you gotta do it.
Chicken
All
dinners
right,
on
you
mobile. I
gotta
don't
Gotta
go
think
work
they
for them,
professional.
count,
man.
man.
Gotta work for those chicken
Yeah, yeah.
dinners,
I
man.
don't think they count if it's on mobile.
What do you
Speaking
mean?
of
Game to game, mate. Get good. That's all I gotta say. All right.
speaking of mobile games, I've been playing Among Us recently.
And how have you
I
been finding it?
It's it's really interesting, man. Like
I don't think I've played Among Us. What's that about?
it's really fun. Like
Uh,
I
I don't know
played it
how to
with like
really
a few
describe
of my
it.
friends
Like,
and that. Played it with just like randoms online.
yeah,
It's always the reasoning that's funny. Like when you play with randoms, because like you don't know how they think, you don't know if they're lying or telling the truth, and they'll just say the most random shit.
yeah. So Summer, essentially, you're like on a ship, and
Okay.
there's two people who are like imposters. They're kind of like trying to like just like kill everyone on the ship, right? Or mess the whole thing up. So you're trying to figure out like
Oh, it's
who's
like
the
Mafia.
imposter. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, okay,
pretty
good.
much.
Yeah, it's yeah similar to Mafia, exactly. And yeah, you have to try and like vote people off, but you might vote someone who's innocent. The problem with like online games that require communication is that most people don't have like microphones or don't want to, and
Yeah,
that makes them very easy to either manipulate or like take advantage of. So I don't know, like
man.
it seems okay, but
Playing Mafia with you guys, man. It's always me. I'm always picked as Mafia. They're like, oh, why are you
oh
smiling?
really?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
maybe you should stop
always.
being so sus, mate.
Mate, I'm not being
Oh,
so. I'm
what,
just
and you
hacky.
always get called out on
Yeah.
being a We should definitely play Secret Hitler, like, because I really love that game.
Yeah,
It's so hilarious. If you
that's a
guys
great game.
haven't heard of that game, look it up. There's probably heaps of videos online about it. Secret Hitler. It's really, really great.
Also, let us know in the chat if you guys have pre-ordered your PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I'd be interested to see
yeah,
like, because look, realistically, there's not really going to be much games coming out for on release. So
there's
I'm
just
not.
not
I'm in
much
no
on
rush,
release.
man. I'm absolutely in no
yeah,
rush because yeah, like you said, there's. First of all, for me, it's a bit more. It's a bit of a conundrum because I
mm,
have the PS4 Pro, which is
hmm
already a 4K device, right?
ready device.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I already play in 4K. The only
hmm
difference that I'll be getting is getting the games on 60p, 60
Yeah.
FPS. Yeah.
And
So
can your TV can obviously play at 60 frames, yeah?
my TV is 200 hertz, so yeah, I
Yeah,
can
200 hertz. Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so easily.
easily, yeah. So for me, it's like a very incremental upgrade. I think the big difference
Mhm.
would be maybe the loading times because it's an SSD, but it's only an 800 and what 825 gig SSD, which is kind of a downgrade for me because I have a 1 terabyte model.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, I've also I think the big difference would be ray tracing, right? Ray
Yeah,
tracing,
that's true. Ray
but that's
tracing's
not
yeah,
available
that's
in
the
every
big
game.
thing.
Yeah,
That's the big thing this generation, right? Ray tracing. You got a game, put ray tracing in. I don't care if it's Minecraft. I want it in it. It's interesting because like I'm seeing like a lot of people are pre-ordering like PS5s, but like the average person doesn't have like a 4K TV. They don't have like they usually have like a HD TV. But the HD TV is probably only able to like play something at 30 frames per second, right? Like you're not even gonna get a lot of the benefits that a PS5 is gonna have. for the average person. So that's what I'm kind of a little bit like concerned about, that people are just buying it because it's like the new iPhone, right? Oh, PS5, like we'll grab it. But it is interesting to see, because you guys obviously managed to pre-order your PS5, but in America they're obviously having a lot of problems, and they're obviously trying to rectify it.
People are like reselling their pre-orders. Like,
Yeah, for like
That's ridiculous, man.
yeah,
That's
like for
ridiculous,
10K
bro.
and stuff, and people will probably buy it. Yeah, man, and it's 10K USD, right? USD.
It's like, what's the rush? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the rush?
FOMO.
I think
FOMO, bro.
for someone like probably for Nihal, I think it would be a big upgrade, because Nihal's gonna get 120.
say, huh?
Bro, you're gonna get a higher frame rate, man.
Trying to say I
Higher
have
frames,
shit.
mate.
I'm happy with my PS4, mate.
Yeah, then why did you pre-order a PS5
Why-
then?
Because sometimes you just gotta move on.
You gotta okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. And like what? Miles Morales is coming out on PS4 too. I thought that game was gonna come out.
You won't
just
get
for
ray
PS5.
tracing.
Ray tracing, yeah.
You won't get ray tracing.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody with their like HD TVs will appreciate all the ray tracing that happens on it, man. But the new Miles Morales Spider-Man game looks pretty cool.
It does look pretty
I saw
cool,
the trailer for it. Is there any games that came out like during the Sony conference that you're really excited for, or you liked the way that it looked?
Well, I wish they showed Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I showed a bit more, but I mean,
It's in development. That's why they're only
Oh.
just
They
they're
announced that it's
looking
coming
for.
out
I think
next
they're
year.
looking for a lead story writer or something like that.
Oh,
So,
right.
like,
So it's not
or
even.
something. Yeah. So it's like it's in development. It's probably gonna come out in like 3 years or something.
Well,
No,
they
it says
said- they said
2021.
It's coming out.
Oh, 2021?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
maybe I must have read something wrong about it, but
I like Sully's point. He said, "I loved how 2K21 had more sweat." That was like the only difference between.
Look, if you're gonna
Really?
if you're gonna buy sports games, man, that's the upgrades you get. Like
Yeah,
you get
but, like,
incremental.
the difference between like 2Ks back in the day were like actually pretty big differences. Like I know it's kind of a like.
I think the technology back then was increasing at a more rapid pace. Right now, it's more of
You know, I would say the other games that were kind of like competitive with 2K was like FIFA.
yeah.
FIFA was just like updated rosters. The last good FIFA was probably like, I don't know, like FIFA 17 maybe.
look,
That was a
See,
big.
my-
I think FIFA 17 was a big jump in
Look,
in the
my-
graphics.
Yeah.
my problem with like all the latest NBA 2K game is that there's people in
Yeah,
the
Nihal,
crowds.
you
There's people
need
in the
to
crowds.
speak
There's no
up a little
people
bit.
in NBA
Or bring your
games
mic a little
anymore.
closer. Yeah, bring your mic a little closer.
Oh wait, are we having technical issues?
It's just apparently my thing's very
Why,
loud.
why are you whispering? Yeah, that's true. I've been trying to tell Nihal to yell more. You know, like come on, mate. I wanna hear
Reminds
what
on the
you're trying
good stuff. She said Ricky Ponting
Oh,
2006.
Ricky
Ponting.
Ponting. Just to go hard.
Man, I used to play that game.
There was this one game I was playing,
Yeah.
on Ricky Ponting 2006.
Mm.
Like the whole starting 11, I scored a century with each player.
Yeah.
Even like the bowlers, I was just like,
It's making it.
because once you know like the timing,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
broken.
It's a broken game, man. There was I used to play games and I would like tell myself I'll score a 6 on every ball, and I yeah, and I did
Oh,
that
really?
for 20 overs, man. I cooked my brain.
Look, once you figured out the system, man, might as well. Now the thing is, do you guys care that much about having your games upgraded to the next generation, like getting buying like Spider-Man and getting the PS5 version of it? Because one of the big things that
I think
Sorry?
I would definitely, I wouldn't buy it again, but I think I would just get it on my PS5. So
Yeah,
even if I get my
I would.
PS5 later, in let's say in 2021, I would. That's literally what EB says. So I mean, so I think I would just wait until the thing comes out. Like I'm not in any rush. And what I did is because they.
Sorry, in the chat they're talking about Minesweeper 1989. I never understood Minesweeper. I
I
tried.
I only understood it just like a couple of days ago.
I never understood how. I just used to press
I
random
used
shit.
I used to be good at it, but then I forget. Like there's all these little tricks and stuff that like if there's 3, then it's like this and that.
Well,
But,
if it's 3, it means that there are 3 bombs
Yeah,
around
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You see, I'm more of a what is it, solitaire guy
Yeah.
personally.
Straight pinball, man.
Straight pinball.
Straight pinball.
Yeah, because one of the cool things that like Microsoft is obviously doing is that it's called like I think it's called like fast delivery or something like that, which is essentially smart delivery. Sorry, smart delivery, where games for like if you own a game on the Xbox One. You see, man, one of the things that Microsoft needs to get better at is like naming the actual consoles because it does my head in into
Xbox
like
Series X.
an Xbox
One X.
Series S. Like because that's what it's going to end up being. It's going to be people are just going to be calling it the Xbox SX, right, or the Xbox SS in the end, right? Like nobody's going to say Series in the end. So it's so weird. But
I don't know why they went from Xbox One to Xbox One X. They could have just made it Xbox 2.
Why didn't they just call it Xbox X?
Yeah.
Just call it that. I don't care. Just they put an X at the end. Like, it's so weird. I don't know who they pay to come up with names, but they need to be fired.
Xbox 720.
That's facts.
Yeah, man. Icy Tower was lit. Yeah.
But yeah, like they have smart.
Bubble Trouble, man.
Bubble Trouble. Oh,
Bubble
man,
Trouble was good, man.
Bubble Trouble was dope. Even though you're just and Bomberman. Did you guys ever play Bomberman?
I never played Bomberman.
Oh, Bomberman's so fun.
So there's one game I used to play on.
Did you guys play Pepsi Man?
I didn't play Pepsi Man because I didn't have a PlayStation, but I know the meme. I know the Pepsi Man meme. Mate. Did you play Pepsi Man? Yeah, that's hilarious. Do you know what Pepsi Man is?
Pepsi
Man. So it's just like this like metal dude who's kind of like designed with like a Pepsi can basically, and he's just like I don't know. It's like a running game.
Yeah, it's just a running game, and you run through like windows and yeah.
It's just it's just a meme.
Pepsi cans along the way.
It's just ridiculous. But the main thing I was saying, like, it is cool that they're having that feature, and I know certain like EA games are allowing it, but for example, I think Spider-Man isn't getting an upgrade. And there's a few other games, like for example, like for NBA 2K21, like in order to like if you have the the version on the PS4, if you want a PS5 version, you have to purchase the Black Mamba edition.
Yeah, I was thinking of that recently. No. So what the Black Mamba edition is like, you buy like the current one, and you buy like you get both editions. So you get like PS4
correct.
and
So
PS5.
you get it for the Black Mamba edition is it's for, I don't know how much it is Australian, but in USD 150, right?
It works out cheaper than buying
separately.
and
Yeah.
PS5.
Yeah, correct. But like it's just a really weird like choice because everybody else is just like giving free upgrades, right? Like if you get like there's like, and I think like and we don't play NFL here, I don't think, but I think NFL's also got like a similar system as well, whereas like you have to buy the digital deluxe edition, and the new Call of Duty game that's coming out, it's like, oh, you have to, if you want both editions, you have to buy the digital deluxe edition or the super duper ultra mega edition, turbo whatever, it's weird. I really don't like it because it's very anti-consumer.
Like the AAA kind of games that are coming out, I think it's only Cyberpunk that's doing like the free upgrades.
Nah, bro. A bunch of them are doing free upgrades, man.
Games? I haven't heard of
well, let me see if I can bring.
Yeah, what is doing free upgrades? I want to see what I have.
Cyberpunk's a big one. That,
okay. So you can just like pop the CD into PS5.
And that's the thing, because everything's on a PC architecture now, right? And it's all bullshit. Like there's this game that came out. It's called Control. I don't know if you've heard of it. Control.
No.
Think of it like it's like a third-person shooter, but you can do like a lot of cool physics puzzles, and you have like psychic abilities and stuff. They were like, oh, we can't upgrade people to PS5, sorry. And then there was a glitch that accidentally upgraded people to have the PS5 edition, and then they reversed it. So this is what I'm saying. Like they have the ability to
port.
Yeah,
it's not even a port, man. It's pretty much just it's just a game, bro. It's using the same architecture anyway.
Yeah, like it's different.
It reminds me of Destiny back in the days, like the first Destiny. Like the big DLC kind of expansion that they had, which was kind of like Destiny 1.5. It was like pretty much a whole new game that already existed within
the game. Yeah,
already. Yeah,
it was just unlocking it.
Yeah, if you bought the DLC, like it just unlocks that part, but it already existed within the game, and I'm like, this is so shady, man.
Like it was
Yeah.
already installed when you initially installed the game on your console.
Yeah.
Like from
Yeah,
from day one.
yeah, and
Exactly.
to the point where when they first advertised Destiny, when they're showcasing it as a new game, when people didn't know what it was about, they showcased certain environments. Oh, what happened to Adam?
Oh, just dropped out.
He should be back, guys.
Yeah, be alright.
Yeah, I remember when they were showcasing it. I remember. Oh,
Sorry, guys.
what happened?
I was just sorting out something, but yeah, go
No,
on.
it's all good. No, I was just saying. When Destiny was first being showcased,
Hmm.
they showed all these locations like Europa, all these other moons that they were gonna like explore, and people when the game was about to be released, people were anticipating like, oh man, you're gonna be able to like travel all across the solar system and go to Mars, Venus, and go to Europa, and then the game releases and you're literally like stuck on either Earth, Moon, Venus, or Mars,
Oh,
and like a big portion of the story was like put in DLCs, and a lot of the maps were just recycled at the end of the day.
I'll ask me what's behind me. I got a TV. Oh yes, you haven't seen my new room, so you'll see that eventually. But I got TV, got lamp. I got my Kendrick Lamar CD collection. Um, and I got my where is it? I can't point. You get it. But I got my shoes there as well.
yeah, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say so I have a list of games that are getting smart delivery through Xbox Series X, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of these games I don't know, but I'll just mention Destiny 2. I mean, standard.
But Destiny 2
Cyberpunk,
is free anyway. The base game
yeah.
is free anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Dirt 5, Doom Eternal, Dragon Quest, Far Cry 6, FIFA 21. See, it's weird. FIFA 21 gets an upgrade, but not NBA 2K. It's
Well, I
kind of
mean,
weird.
I think
Different.
EA is just trying to make up for being shit like for the last few years.
Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Gears Tactic, Halo Infinite, Madden. Oh, so I guess Madden, there is something like that.
Assassin's
Ori,
Creed does still exist, and it's going to be based around Vikings.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be
But
dope.
and you can
I
play as
don't
a
know if
guy
I'm
and a
going to
girl.
get it. Like,
Yeah, yeah. To be fair, the newer ones aren't as good.
yeah,
But Origins, I like Origins. Origins is a pretty good one. Sea of Thieves, Tetris, um, Watch Dogs, Yakuza. So like, there's a bunch of, and I'm skipping out on a few, but there's a bunch there. So
yeah,
there are people who are giving the option of, hey, like, if you have this game already, get an upgrade. Like people like us elite PC master race people, we have our games and we don't have to worry about if we get a new PC, we have it tied to our games and we can play it, right? So it's about time that they give something like that for consoles. They should
Yeah.
give it, but they don't want it because they want people to double dip. And
that moolah, mate.
I mean, to be fair, people buy like what NBA, all the NBA games every year, so it's like the same game, isn't it? Just putting it out there, like.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Different
Um,
career story, like here and there, but it's not
You see,
much to offer.
I'm trying to remember what NBA game like I think I played NBA Ballers. Did you guys ever play that?
We had, I think my brother, he had NBA Street V3. They
Oh
used to go
yeah,
off, man. They used to go off.
I think I played that at one of my cousin's places as well. But yeah, and how do you guys feel about how
Even
games
I
are getting
played.
more?
Even I
Oh
used to
yeah,
play the street. The street was lit. Even street soccer was awesome, man. When it first came out.
Street Soccer. I don't know. Oh, there was
Yeah,
some like
it was like Street. It was FIFA Street.
FIFA Street, yeah.
Yeah, FIFA Street.
FIFA Street.
They tried to bring that back for FIFA 20
Yep.
this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it was like a feature, like it was a game that they haven't had for ages, right? So people were like excited for it, and EA were like, we're already suffering in sales and fan reception, so not so much sales, they always make money, but
Right, yeah.
fans weren't happy, so they brought back FIFA. They call it FIFA Volta, I think. So it's like pretty much like a street ball version of
Yeah.
FIFA Street within FIFA 20, and it was so trash, man.
Uh,
I remember the
well,
original FIFA Street, man. That was so much fun.
I mean,
Speaking of NBA, who's winning playoffs, Tack? I don't know, man.
well, you gotta nail it down to who you think.
Yes, I think that's the one I'm talking about. The
But
2012.
Um, I think Lakers are gonna take it. They look like the strongest team, but I don't know. I want Miami to win, man. They got the craziest defense right now. Like the way I was watching the game today, Miami versus Boston, and first half Boston were just killing it, and I don't know how, but Miami just salvaged. Like their defense is crazy. I don't see any team that can outlast that fourth quarter defense except maybe Lakers. But yeah, sorry, I went on a tangent.
No. Hey,
No, no,
that's
man.
why we're here. It's Mind Under Matters, mate. We're supposed to ask what the people want to know. And you've already said, you said the Lakers, if you change your mind later, you can't anymore. You've already said Lakers are going to win.
Yeah, I know.
And if they lose, right, me, Summer, and the chat will be roasting you. That's just standard. But how do you guys feel about how games are going up in price? In America, they usually pay like $60 for a game, and it's gone up to 70. Here in Australia, I think a lot of the games that are coming out are going from like $99 to $109. What do you guys feel about the prices of video games going up?
It's
Kind of
alright.
uncomfortable, man.
EB Games will just make have a sale on like they always do and make like maybe $2 off. So they'll just have like have a $2 off the sale price.
Oh yeah, you trade in 10 games and get
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a
10
$5
cents.
store credit.
Yeah.
Hey,
What
man,
about-
I've got level 3 card. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, sorry, you get
15%.
$5
It's
off
15%.
for trading in 10 games.
Yeah, get that
But
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do
think
price match at
it's-
EB. Yeah, that's pretty much
it's
how I
just-
go about it.
Yeah, I think everyone price matches at EB, but I think it's just it's just a natural progression. Like we saw games going up. I think it's gonna go up high now because it's like really early days, and then you know, JB Hi-Fi will find some way to like undercut the market, maybe by like make it like $10 cheaper, maybe like they're doing currently.
Sure, but for
But
example, like NBA 2K21 is going, $110, let's say, right? And it's basically going to be using the same assets from the game before, and now you're playing for the same game, you're paying an extra $10 for it, and they're putting advertisements in the games and a slot machine, and they need your credit card, they need everything.
And virtual currency, VC.
And virtual currency, right? They're doing all that, and they're making you pay more, right? I think for some games, I think like Cyberpunk's coming out, and I'd be more than happy to pay a premium for that game. But that game's coming out for like $70, and that's going to be like super cheap, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts about it, Summer, with the price of games going up?
I think I kind of agree with in terms of like the prices will start off really high, but then eventually one of them is gonna like undercut everyone, and then everyone else will level with them because they'll realize we're gonna have to price match anyway, so may as well just drop the price altogether. I think these pressures come from it comes from corporate, right? Like it's Sony pushing for more money for whatever reason, and then it kind of tickles down into, of course, if they can make more money and if everyone is on the same level, then like if all the retailers are on the same level, people would just have to pay. If you want the game, you have to pay. There's no other way.
You look at when PS4 games first came out, they were $99, and now like you look at like games like EB Games, their retail price is still like at $99.95, but obviously with sales and stuff, the price goes down. And then JB Hi-Fi, whenever like a new game comes out, they like sell it like 79 or something.
Yeah, $79 or $69. That's usually
usually like at open day. So, and I remember they started off selling it at 99 as well to kind of be competitive with EB Games, and then they realized, they can undercut the market. So I think the same.
Same strategy is going to probably apply with them. Yeah.
Well, you see, I see it more as, oh well, obviously like someone like correctly pointed out, that retailers are being pressured to kind of raise the prices because one, they want a bigger profit anyways, and two, Sony and Microsoft's end, the production for gaming is going up, right? Like, and there's a big problem within the gaming industry with what's known as crunch, which is people are like staying
forced,
like
Almost
to
like
do overtime and like
promised better pay, but which never really ends up.
yeah, which they do, or like better like kind of returns, like when the games like sell well, they get like a bigger cut and stuff. But they're obviously not being compensated, and it's a big problem in the gaming industry. So the cost of games are obviously going up, especially for big games, right? But that's my problem, right? With big games, like they're kind of requiring like a exponential return, right? Like we put in like 100 million in this game, we expect this much back.
Yeah.
You see, I like that's why I really like kind of indie games and stuff, because they have like a set amount that they can obviously use to make games, and they'll price it accordingly based on what they think the game is worth. Whereas when it comes to something like a new sports game or a new whatever game, they'll use whatever assets they want and then try and make a quick buck out of it. I mean, with something like FIFA, the vast majority of money that they make from that game is through like FIFA teams, right? Like all the
through Ultimate Team.
oh, sorry, Ultimate Team. Sorry, my
like
bad.
The currency that they use in that.
Yeah.
Sultan asked a good question.
Mhm.
Why do you think? What do you guys think of celebrity streaming them playing games or athletes streaming? It was pretty funny. I remember like during the NBA when when the bubble, before the bubble, so they had like a big gap before the playoffs. There was one player, JaVale McGee, and he'd like play COD and stuff online. He'd play Warzone, and then like a couple of his other NBA friends would like join as well. So it was pretty fun, like watching. I think it's fun watching like athletes play games because like like how they play in real life, but you want to see like are they
If they're any good.
competitive when it comes to like gaming as well? Like how do they play?
I think it breaks
so-
stereotypes as well. If you think about it,
Yeah.
there's a
I was really scared because I remember like on Twitter I saw this like Pogba signed. So Paul Pogba plays for Manchester United. And it's like he signed a new deal. Like he signed for a new club or something, and I was like, what? Like did he just leave United like out of nowhere? I was just so confused. And then like it turns out he got signed up by one of the like gaming. I don't know what you called him.
Oh, like esport teams.
Yeah, one of the esport teams. So I was like, oh, shook. I was like, wow, like, you know.
Apparently Drake has his own esports team or something like that. Like I remember like that was like somewhere. I'm like, oh, does
I
he
just
now?
remember
Okay,
him
cool.
playing Fortnite with Ninja. That was funny.
Yeah, I do remember that too. You know what the funniest thing that I remember hearing about with all like celebrities or like sports people playing games, right? There was a professional like F1 racer or something who like was obviously playing, but he hired someone, like he hired like a professional like esports person to play the game, and then they caught him out because they can obviously tell like the IP address of who's playing,
Oh, right.
and they caught him out, and he lost his job. He lost his job as a professional racing car driver. Like, imagine losing your job because
That's
you
just
wanted
stupid,
to,
man.
like, show off that you were like good
Yeah.
at
That's
the.
like,
Oh
that's
man,
like
it's
you
funny.
look at
That's
NBA
crazy.
players, right? Most of them, a lot of them, they play NBA 2K, right?
Yeah.
They're not good at 2K. Like, doesn't matter. They can be good on field, you know. I've never heard of like FIFA, like soccer players paying for FIFA, like players to play FIFA for them.
Yeah.
Like, that's just crazy, man.
Yeah, I just found it really funny because it's just like it's just become like a big trend that's happening with like lockdown, and stuff like that.
Adam, do you remember when Terry Crews got into gaming and he had his a custom rig built for him? But
No, I didn't.
this YouTuber built a custom rig,
Yeah.
and the entire like the theme of the rig was based on Old Spice. So he got a custom
Oh, yeah.
case made for him,
That's pretty cool.
and then like it was all themed with the red, white lighting.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. You should look into. I'll link it to you.
I
Yeah,
remember, like,
show
Yeah,
it to me.
it's really
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I wonder if
and it was like really powerful
uses
at that time. I think it was like back in the 10 series time. So I think he had like
Oh, okay.
I think he had like two 1080 Ti's.
1080s. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, it fits our man Terry Crews. I wouldn't expect anything less but the most powerfulest machine for it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
like even like it's always surprising when you see celebrities that play games like in their spare time. I don't know why, it's just surprising to me. Like even you see
they're
Henry
like real
Cavill.
people. Wow.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, how do they get time? Because like Henry Cavill, he was like juggling the Justice League and the Justice League movie and Mission Impossible and this and that, and he's still playing like World of Warcraft and shit like on his PC. So I was like, wow,
That's
like,
it.
time management.
That's one game I could never
Yeah,
get my
that's-
head around, man.
I started playing it because of the lockdown. I had some friends be like, "Hey, look, try it out," and I did, and it's no good. It's
I thought you were gonna say, nah, I can
No
see,
way.
I can see why you play it.
Yeah.
no like
But also
okay.
for the chat, let us know what games you guys have been playing like during lockdown.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
us know what
Yeah,
games you guys
and
been
it'll probably be
playing.
better than World of Warcraft. I tell you what. Look, To be fair, I kind of get why people enjoy it, because I think people enjoy it because of like the socialization, right? Like you
Yeah.
play with like a bunch of people.
Right.
You go like kind of like a Destiny raid, right? Like before Destiny raids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some fond memories with Destiny raids. Man,
yeah, I have some good memories too.
Fatima
Yeah.
says,
I think
Fatima says Sims 4. Did you guys ever play Sims?
Nah. Fall Guys is
I've
fun.
actually
Fall
played
Guys is fun.
Sims
Fall
4.
Guys, yes. I need to
It's
play more Fall
Ramaya.
Guys.
This question's for Ramaya. Are you playing Fall Guys on Nihal's PS4? That's the real question. Are you playing it or not? Is she playing it?
She actually plays. She's
That's
really
dope.
good, like for someone who's never played.
Has she won a crown? That's all that matters. Don't talk
she
to me if
hasn't
she.
won a crown.
No. Don't talk to me if you haven't won a crown, mate. I don't want anybody. No. I'm talking to you too, someone.
I know, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna block. I'm gonna block.
Yeah. It's okay. You can still.
Man,
be,
I can't believe like the way that I sabotaged my own crown. Like I was standing there, and I was so like that Fall Mountain run was like immaculate up until the very end.
Yeah.
I see like there was no one on the other side, and I see like the crown was still up there, and I'm like, oh, maybe like it's just like a proximity thing. I didn't realize that like it has
that you need to
drop down.
Oh no.
So I jumped, and the crown wasn't there, and I fell on the conveyor belt. Yeah,
I think
man,
I
that
had a
was
similar
agonizing.
experience with like that someone had as well, but the difference is like I didn't even know that if you miss the crown, like you just fall down, right? Into the like lava pit thingy. So I just jumped, and it happened that I jumped while the crown was below, so I won.
Oh,
I didn't even know it was like a timing thing.
Yeah, I've missed out like on Fall Mountain because like it's like a half a second behind or something like that,
It's all about timing.
So sweaty
all my rings all my wins have been on Hexagon.
Man, I can't figure Hexagon out.
It's really sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my mom's spaghetti, right? Like it's really hard, but like there is a good tactic to kind of.
You gotta let me in on that, man, because I've come second last so many times.
Okay, so
are we entering a new segment? Adam's tips for the week.
Oh, Adam's gamer tips.
Gamer.
Well, I think
is it good to the last level and then just
no. It's basically regardless of where you start, your main goal is to try. Like, let's say there's the first layer, right? This is what's worked for me. So maybe someone's done like the data mine, they've hacked Fall Guys, and they know like efficiently where to go. I don't know. I don't know that level, but like the moment you fall, the first thing you want to do is try and mess up like the first layers and make people fall down even more. And then
so there's less people on your level, right?
Your level, right? And so you screw the people above you who need to fall down, but then at a certain point, you then switch it to just doing the jump tactic, which is jump on
slowly.
one square, and then you move across, and then you try, and then from then on, it's all about like if you have stuff underneath you, you have to do diving. If there's people who are coming near you, you start running to block them from coming to your area, so they're forced to fall down, stuff like that. Like
I'm gonna give that a go, but not gonna lie, I don't play it that seriously. Like I'm literally on the phone, just talking to the boys and just playing it. Like, it's nothing like the boys. See, episode 5, episode 5.
I haven't watched it yet. But
it's out.
But people have been talking.
Your theory that you had last week.
Was I correct?
Yeah, it was.
Liberty.
Yeah, we're talking about Liberty, isn't it? It is her. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, because the thing is, like the girl's name is also Stormfront, right?
Yep.
And Stormfront is like a notorious name for like Nazis, right? Also, she has lightning powers, which is like the SS is like is lightning, right? So there was a lot of stuff where I was like, she's giving very big like because that's how they did it. They make her out to be like I'm a woke person. I love trees and shit. Like,
Yep.
and then they make her a Nazi, right? It's supposed to be
She looks like a stripper too.
Yeah. Well, she's got
Bro, you should
the
definitely get Fall Guys.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
yes,
free anymore on PlayStation
Yeah, you
Store,
guys.
but it's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
fun. Yeah,
it's
It's
it's a
really good.
really
I bought it
fun.
outright.
yeah, and I think
And
it's for $30. I think it's it's not that
I
much.
think it's cheaper than
Yeah.
the
30
thing,
bucks on PlayStation.
Really?
It'll be like $12 or something. I
12 bucks.
think
Yeah,
now.
maybe when it's on sale. The big thing about Fall Guys I like about it, it's really like simple. You don't go
Yeah,
into
it's
it.
easy to pick up.
Yeah, and even if
There's
you
not much
win,
happening. Yeah.
yeah, like even if you like
We'll play
don't
Among
don't
Us. We'll play Among
play
Us.
Among
Yeah.
Us, I don't know, man. Like, I know that you see the problem is like I need to play it in like a group setting where like I can hear people and I can communicate with them, right? Because otherwise I'm gonna get really frustrated when there's like nobody talking or
Yeah.
people are just like going with the crowd and stuff. Like shit like that really like
I mean,
frustrates me.
you can do a Zoom call kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be whatever, like a voice chat thing or whatever, like and play. Because otherwise, I can't trust people online, mate. I can't trust people online.
Yeah.
You can't trust.
Fatima had a good idea. Stream it.
Yeah.
What
It'd
do you
be
want us
cool
to
if,
stream?
like, Mind Under Matters
Fault.
crew and everyone in this chat, and you can invite your friends. And
Yeah,
do,
we'll,
like, a
we'll
little...
we'll try and get the logistics behind it because I think
Yeah.
Fall Guys, for example, I think is going to have cross-play
okay.
eventually,
Yeah,
right?
eventually.
The thing is, like, there's only like 5 people in their development team, and they're all like probably super rich now. Like, just imagine
They
right?
did pass an update. I don't know if you guys saw, but they've
Yeah, it's like
updated certain maps and
maps. Yeah.
and with certain costumes the head is too big, so they've zoomed out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they've given like so you could see more.
See
Otherwise,
more. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Interesting. I wonder if that's like useful, like strategically, like having more access to the
I'll
map.
let my people call your people. Don't worry. We'll organize something.
You'll need a
Be our
manager. Yeah, well, I talk to the managers. You have to talk to
Okay,
me.
sorry. Talk to Adam about that.
I'm the
tier
Karen
list
of the
you've been
group,
talking
mate.
about for the last 2 weeks. I mean, the Macca's mukbang that we did a Travis Scott tier list for his album. So just give us ideas. What do you want us to?
Yeah. Also, we're trying to figure out like how to do like a good way to do like screen sharing that will allow us to still be on the screen and then also allow everybody to kind of see us like navigate. It sounds really simple, but it's like we just haven't put the time to try and do it. But if there's a big request from the people for us to do something like that,
We're down for
let
it.
us know.
Let us know what you.
Well, Sultan was saying,
and
can you do a hip hop R&B artist tier list?
Yeah, if that's what the people want. What we also need is you to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Bing, bang, bong, mate.
Bing, bang, bong.
Because we do love the support. We love how everybody comes in every week and watches us.
Just remember, we're trying to get to that 100 subscriber count.
Trying to get to, look, we got to dox my cat eventually,
Yeah.
and she can't keep getting away with it. All right, she can't keep getting away. Food tier list, yeah, that'd be good. Like a fast food tier list or something. We could probably do that too.
We'll definitely try and get the logistics behind it because it'd be pretty interesting to see if I can still be friends with you guys or not.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we might need to like open up a new spot for Mind Over Matters anyways, mate. And weakest link, we'll see. Actually, speaking of which, because someone also mentioned Rumaya mentioned in the chat, right, about the R4 and the 3DS and all that kind of stuff, classic stuff. Unfortunately, I've got bad news, guys. Nintendo has officially announced that they're no longer supporting the 3DS anymore. So no more new games, no more new, I think, like firmware updates, none of that stuff.
Disgusting.
Hey, kick Fatima out right now. Kick her out.
Oh, Bell's Hot Chicken, really? Nah, that's not right.
Bell's is crap, bro. I don't know. How was?
I'm with Ramon.
What does acid taste like, Fatima? You clearly drank a bottle of it.
Sultan has an idea for us. We should start a series called Minecraft Over Matters. I do have a Minecraft server.
I've never played Minecraft in my life. I know it's like,
yeah, you can play it on a Mac, mate. So anything's possible.
Yeah, I might have to get around Minecraft. I don't know what to do in it, but
just build shit. Just build shit. You fight skeletons and stuff. Easy peasy, mate.
But yeah, maybe one day like we can do an event where we get from the Mind Over Matters show and we join your private server and we just build stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's I've got it.
Why does it sound like Fortnite? Is it copying Fortnite?
Yeah, why is it copying Fortnite? There is probably some kind of like Fortnite style battle royale mode on it. But yeah, you just build shit, you fight skeletons, you find diamond, easy peasy, mate.
Sounds
But yeah, if that's what you guys are interested in, we can try and like get that functioning. I'd love to do that.
yeah,
Playing
that'd be pretty cool.
games and streaming it.
We can actually be gaming streamers. It's always been my dream.
Streamers. Yeah, Ninja. I want to be like Ninja, mate.
It's always been my dream since Ninja got famous.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mentioned 3DS. Obviously, they're not supporting it anymore. I'm pretty sad about that. I love my DS. Love my 3DS. And yeah, I think like I apparently got you guys like an R4. I totally forgot this story
Yeah,
until
you're the one.
until you
'cause
told
a
me.
big hacker,
Rather.
man. You're always like.
What do you mean? Look, R4s are to play legitimate backup copies of your video games that you own. That's all I did. All right, I made it easier for you guys to play video games. That's it.
Yeah. What kind of drinks, Fatima?
What's this? Well, what did Fatima ask?
Fatima's on that goon, mate.
Goonbag.
Move on to Kanye.
Kanye. Yeah, sure. That's actually a good time because you know what, we ran out of, we finished our topic about video games. So the first thing I guess we'll talk about is the Kanye situation, right? Now, from my understanding, Kanye went on a big Twitter rant talking about how Universal is not giving him the ability to purchase his masters, and he posted up like his contract, and he peed on his Grammy. He got banned from Twitter temporarily. So, Tak, you're our resident Kanye expert. Can you give us a little bit more insight onto what happened?
So he's been like being a Kanye fan. Like on Twitter, you're expected to have a Kanye rant once a year, right? But we've had like 3 so far. So
good.
It's
a tough year, man. You gotta live in. You let him do
out.
that.
Apparently, like a few days ago, he had surgery on his hand because he's been texting too much. And then what does he do? Goes on Twitter rant after his surgery, like.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Well, he's just using his other hand, mate. He's ambidextrous.
Yeah. But pretty much, yeah. What you said was right. He's not only trying to make it easier for him to get his masters back, but he wants it to be something that's for every artist right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's no secret that record labels, they like hold these people hostage. Like he's been in the music industry, like had his first actual record deal since college dropout days. So that was like 2002.
Oh, actually, an idea just came to mind. Kanye album tier list.
We can do that right now.
No, well, we're not doing that right now. The people have to, we got to hit that 100 likes. We got to, what is it, 100 likes? 100 likes, man.
100 likes.
100 subscribers, mate. Come on.
Yeah. All right, you'll get a Kanye tier list out of me.
At 100,
At
I
100.
promise. But yeah. So here's the thing that I'm a little bit confused about. Well, and maybe you can explain it for the people. Now, he's talking a lot about his masters, right? Now, what are masters for the people who maybe don't understand?
So when a musician makes music, there's obviously different versions that they make. It's not just one version. They just record it once and that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They record multiple tracks of it until they find what the artist is happy with, and that goes on the album. And so once it gets mastered and mixed, so mastered means it's ready to go on radio, ready to go on streaming services, ready to go on CDs and vinyls. So what like record labels do is they distribute it, but also they hold on to these masters. Now, certain artists have bought back their masters. Like I know Rihanna.
I think Taylor Swift recently kind of bought. No, not Taylor Swift.
No, she owns her masters for one of her projects, but she doesn't own it for a lot. Like I think the best story when it comes to like the conflict between the industry and especially like music publishers and and artists is Frank Ocean's sort of situation where when he was signed to Def Jam, which is a partnership that's owned by Universal Music Group, when he was signed to Def Jam Music, he was contracted to do 2 albums until his contract ended with Def Jam. and they'll own his masters. So
Yeah.
his master with, for Channel Orange and
Yeah.
Endless, they're owned by Universal at the moment still. And then Blonde he released
And that belongs to him.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
distributed independently.
Yeah, Fatima in the chat says rights to sell and distribute the music, basically. Yeah, it's that, but it's also like they get the actual original kind of like mastered like
Yeah.
music track, right? And that
Yeah.
and it's kind of like what everything that you hear from the radio, what you hear on CD is all like a copy of that original
Yeah.
master. Would that be
Yeah.
the correct way to kind of describe it?
Yeah, because back in the days, like before digital and all this became a thing, masters used to make, like when you make a song, it used to be like an actual cassette or like a
Mhm.
physical vinyl, right?
Vinyl,
Yeah.
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 And then that became like copies of that, and now like you make music.
Yeah, it's digital, it's
digital
whatever.
and
Yeah,
stuff, so you can just like email it or whatever.
yeah. I think
You can,
a
yeah,
really
you can generate more copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like a really famous story about like people buying masters is like I think Michael Jackson asked
Yeah.
like one of the do you remember which one? Was it Ringo Starr or is it like
I think it was Ringo. Yeah.
yeah, Ringo. He asked like one of the Beatles, like I think it's Ringo, and asked him, oh, what should I do with my money? Like, what should I invest it in? It's like, oh, you should buy masters. And so what Michael Jackson did, he ended up buying the masters for the Beatles. And like because he owned the masters, he like controlled like how much like the Beatles would get paid for like the music and stuff like that. It's hilarious. Like even they had to go to like Michael Jackson to ask him like, oh hey, can I get like a pay rise or something? And he'd be like, no. It's hilarious. Like I found the whole situation so funny. But yeah, like so the thing that I'm a little bit confused about with the whole Universal situation, because he's saying that Universal's not allowing him to like to know how much it costs, or like not giving him access to buy it. Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm kind of a little bit confused about.
Because it wasn't stated in his contracts that he would get his masters back. I think it was for his sixth studio album onwards. They would renegotiate his contract. So from his college dropout days until his sixth one, which would be
Jesus?
Life of Pablo.
Oh, Life of Pablo. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be Jesus, right? Because
Yeah, like Jesus was the last one that
'Cause
was
his
above
graduation.
his initial contract,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Life of Pablo was when he would have a new
okay, sure.
deal, right? So yeah, that was when he just had deals on top of deals, right? I think he said something like he had 10 contracts with Universal or something. It was
Okay.
crazy, man. They just buried him in contracts, and like all the people saying, yeah, it was his choice, this and that. Like you got to understand, back in the 2000s, like early 2000s, late 90s, record companies were like loan sharks, man. Like if you wanted to be famous or you wanted to do something with your music creatively, you had to be a part of a record label, right? And record labels had all the power. Now you have like, someone can make a song in 5 minutes in their bedroom and just distribute it independently, and that's it.
Yeah, like, and a lot of avenues like Spotify and like they kind of allow people to self-publish. Maybe you don't get the like the big thing
exposure.
yeah, right, like
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that you kind of don't get, but you do get with like a big record label. Like they're going to push you, they're going to have industry connects and stuff, right? And that's just a problem with like just general industry nepotism and cronyism, right? But Kanye's his own kind of guy. Now
The only
main
reason he can speak out about it is because he made most of his revenue, like he's in the billions, he's a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, is because he's generated revenue outside of music. Like he couldn't be talking about this stuff if he was still making, music.
yeah, and he wasn't
That was
making
that was his main form of income. Like he's got his Yeezy line, he's got other sort of avenues where he makes money off skill. So that's what generated most of his profit, and that's why he can talk about it and make it so that it's easier for other artists to come out and talk about in general. I want to make something clear for the chat because I know they're like baiting me, but if you weren't born before 2000, like don't speak about Kanye, please.
Okay, damn.
Don't
All
speak
right,
about
spoken.
Wow.
See,
the only hits Chris Brown has over Kanye is how many women he's been with.
God damn.
God damn.
Look,
So you
look,
want to talk
look.
about Breezy?
he-
We'll talk
he-
about Breezy, mate.
Look. My problem is that how many times have you seen Kanye West live?
I see him in my dreams every night.
That's what I thought, mate.
I can use the 90s babies card, alright? I
He
use
can,
whatever the hell I
he
want.
can.
You guys can't speak on music because you guys were born like 2 days ago.
He says the only thing I like about Kanye is his wife doing law reform. Kim Kardashian is actually doing a really good job
Yeah,
with
she's doing a good
law
job
reform,
with,
which is kind of ironic because people seem to kind of think that, oh well, yeah, she's just like, isn't she doing law? Like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
she's doing
she's-
like a degree in
she's-
law,
yeah,
right?
she's-
to
yeah.
become a
Yeah,
lawyer,
I
so
mean, like she's working with like Donald Trump and getting people like out of jail and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like it's just like the craziest timeline that we're in, right? Like nobody would have thought like a decade ago you'd have like a Donald Trump and you know what
Kim
is it like
Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian working together to get people out of jail and not it be like some kind of Bonnie and Clyde like you know a
there's
heist,
that
right?
handshake. I can't do
Yeah,
handshake.
right. Like
Handshake
um,
meme.
yeah.
But,
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
It's interesting, like what's going on with Kanye, because it kind of reminds me of what was happening in the early, I'd say actually mid 2000s, with when Michael Jackson was saying all that stuff about RCA Records and about how, you know, they thrive off black artists, but black artists don't get anything back from, you know, what they're contributing to, you know, like pretty much all the white execs and you know, all the billionaires and stuff are making money off their music that they put all the work into, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, even like Michael Jackson, like especially as a kid, was taken advantage of by his parents, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for his
Like
talent,
Motown days, yeah.
yeah, right. So like he kind of grew up like getting
He
used
grew up
to
around that, yeah.
that kind of stuff, right? So
mean,
it makes sense that he spoke out
He
about
tried
it.
to make things easy for the music industry as well, and all the artists, and you know, I mean, might be a bit of a hot take, might not. It's up to your thing, but you know, that's why they killed him.
Yeah, damn.
I mean, he's had a target on his back since because he talked a bit about like the music industry and like the corruption in his own music as well.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't like everybody's like darling. Like the average person who
Yeah.
you know listened to him, you know, like Michael Jackson, but he wasn't like an industry favorite, especially towards the end of his kind of career / life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they flipped the script on, you know, like the media flipped it on Michael Jackson and just started, you know.
Well, I mean, the media's just going to do whatever makes them money. You can't
Yeah.
trust like news agencies to actually care about informing people about what's good for them and
But
what's good. They only care about clicks.
anything he did, he was crucified for. I mean, like you know, the infamous kind of cases about like, you know, the sexual allegations and all that. But like even stuff like him showing his baby out in public, you know, the infamous him holding his baby over the rails, like they made that like such a big deal as well. They just ran with like any story they could to make him look crazy. There was they even made a name for him, Wacko Jacko, like. You know,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
was a whole video,
just
so-
okay, but just imagine if he was still with us today, how much worse it would be, right? Like,
Oh, yeah,
given
definitely. It was
given the
getting
state of
worse,
things like
over time.
Twitter and you know how we have like even more yellow journalism with things like BuzzFeed, Vox,
Yeah.
Vice, like all these things. They only are there to just try and clickbait people, right?
But
And I
now
can
you
only
got-
imagine.
Now you got TikTok making trends out of people as well, so
Oh, by the way, fun fact: Macaulay Culkin is 40.
40, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
He's
um,
40.
Right? He's
Yeah.
40.
So for the people
40.
that don't know Macaulay Culkin, he was the original little boy from Home Alone.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like
I
a
mean,
crackhead.
don't- even though like you know,
That's
I'm
what
a
that's-
racist kid, like,
That's the other fact.
I'm pretty sure
Boys.
he did. Like part of that has to do with the fact that I think he did do drugs and stuff,
Yeah.
like being a child star. But I think
Child
he's
star,
like
yeah.
reformed and stuff now, which is like
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
good. But I think like yeah,
He's,
he himself posted that on Twitter or something like, "Hey guys, I'm like 40 now. Like, do you guys feel old?" or something.
Also Richie Rich, yeah.
Yeah. He was Richie Rich as well.
Great movie, man.
Yes, excellent movie, underrated movie. I don't know if it's
Remember, like,
underrated, but I
there
love
was
that
that one
movie.
scene where he had like the McDonald's in his house, and I was like, "Yo, like that's lit, man. Like, imagine having McDonald's in your house."
Hey, now we get McDonald's delivered to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Close
it's not the same
enough.
as it being like in your house, man.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
had
A
like a
literal.
Mount Rushmore. was it his parents that had the Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, it was like
Like,
it was like a I forget. Like yes, there's like a vault or something up
yeah, it was
there or
like a
some shit
vault.
like
Yeah,
that.
that was crazy, man. I remember that movie used to
So
go hard,
so
man.
so just to kind of close up on the whole like Kanye situation,
Mhm.
like so are they literally denying him the ability to buy his own masters? Because
Um,
I can he can probably afford them, right? But my
the thing
question is,
is, he can afford them, but you know, it all comes down to what Universal, because they'll know like how much money he can buy his masters for. So they're gonna set out like some ridiculous price, even
Yeah.
if they do manage to sell it to him. Now I know a lot of people are talking about like this was what was being spread on Twitter today about how Jay-Z ultimately sold, because Jay-Z was so Kanye signed to Rockefeller Records,
mm,
which is a subsidiary of Def Jam Records, which is a
mm,
subsidiary of Universal Music.
mm,
Um, and so, you know, they were both part of Rock Nation together. And Jay-Z got his masters back, except I think there was a really big legal dispute between him owning his rights to Reasonable Doubt, which is his first like debut album.
okay, yeah,
Um, so there was big legal battle with that, and so people were saying that apparently Jay Z sold Kanye's um sold Kanye's masters to Universal to get his masters back. Now that's incorrect because he became president. He actually got his masters back because he became president of Rockefeller Records. So he kind of had like a partnership with them. So he kind of leveraged it. Like, if you want me to be president of Rockefeller, you have to
mm.
give me my masters back. So
Okay,
that's just to
interesting.
clarify anything you see on Twitter about, oh, Jay-Z snaked him. He didn't.
Yeah, like he
But
doesn't actually have control over
he doesn't. No.
what Kanye. People just want the beef, right?
Yeah,
Between
they just
between him and
Spread rumor
Jay
and
Z.
yeah,
between him and
We
him and
want
Jay-Z.
look, we
polarize.
want that. Watch the throne too, mate. We all want it. We all want it. All right, we all
100%
want it.
watch the throne, mate.
Um,
Um, but yeah, so
yeah. So they're gonna give it at like some ridiculous
it
price
would be
so that
some
he can't
course,
really
ridiculous
yeah.
purchase
price
it.
that they know like he could probably afford, but he'll just lose all his money that he's made so far off
Yeah,
it.
because you see, I was kind of confused because I thought it was like, oh, they were like not telling him how much it costs, like as
That
in they
that's
were trying to deny. Like it's kind of like if I was trying to sell, like Samad an apple for $1, and like you wanted the apple, and I'm like, no, you don't know what the price of the
yeah,
apple is, therefore you can't buy it, right? Like
yeah,
that's what like people were trying to like make it as like, oh, by him not knowing the price, he can't purchase it. It's like
yeah.
they're literally denying him access
I
to
think yeah, I
purchase.
think at the moment it's privileged because it's an ongoing conversation. Like it's not something that's settled yet. But he has spoken to like the head of the Vivendi group, I think, which are
Hmm.
like they own a bunch of things, but I think they own like a major stake in Universal Music. So, you know, him talking to, you know, one of the founders of the Vivendi group is like pretty big deal.
Okay,
Um, so
yeah, it's
and
escalating.
also to clarify like why he got banned off Twitter, apparently he put one of
Yes, he
the phone
technically.
numbers up of
Yeah, like
someone.
I think like a journalist he like put up like
Yeah,
a phone number, and I think
yeah,
that technically falls under like Twitter's like harassment
yeah,
policy
something like
because
that.
it's
Oh,
technically
right.
a form of doxing. But
Yeah.
obviously Kanye is just like, whatever, I don't care. Like, talk to this guy.
And
He doesn't give a shit. He was just going on his rant, right?
What did
And
he
yeah.
post about Amber Rose? That was so random, man.
about Amber
No, no,
Rose, what do you say?
that's not his account.
Oh,
Oh,
some
this on
other
his account.
account.
Okay.
That's not his account.
Good. That's why we have the
Oh, it's
fact
like,
check.
damn.
That's why we have our Kanye expert right here.
Yeah,
The
right
one,
there.
the guy,
That's
yeah,
not
the
him.
guy who hasn't seen him in real
That's
life,
not
mate.
him. But yeah, I think this whole situation, like, you know, you can hate Kanye for whatever reason. Like, I don't understand why you hate him. There's things obviously I don't like about Kanye that he's done in the past. Doesn't mean I hate him. He's the greatest artist living right now,
Damn,
like it or
look at
not.
that.
That's
Look at that.
facts.
Look at that.
Um,
Facts. Spitting facts here.
Damn.
I thought I
he's
was
the
supposed to be the one who spits facts, man. What's
he
up with that?
he's the reason
Google
why
2.0.
most of your famous most of your favorite rappers and singers exist only because of Kanye. So sit the hell down.
Sit
I
down,
swear.
damn. See, we need
But
to.
also on that note, like I think a lot of people are just making this bigger than what it is and
What
taking
it
away
is.
from the fact that he's not only obviously he's trying to help himself and his like family because he wants his kids to earn his masters. He
Hmm.
says like, oh, you know, some other people's kids are gonna own his masters rather than his own kids, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like
I think that's a really good view
Um,
overall, man.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
looking at the
people
future.
want
He's thinking
people want a
about
legacy, right? Like people
exactly.
want, things that
and
they made belong to them. And
Yeah,
so, look,
yeah,
I think it's great. I think it's I found it. The first thing I heard about it was that he pissed on his Grammy. That was the
yeah.
that was the thing that I
That was a
was
good
reading
one.
everywhere
man.
about.
But he's been anti-Grammy for a while, so
Yeah, so it's just an excuse to, look. It was any excuse, anything. Like he was one tweet away. One excuse away from pissing on a Grammy every
yeah,
time.
he just needed the right reason to do it.
Exactly. MJ
Yeah,
is the goat. I do
He's the
agree.
guy,
I
yeah.
still
He is
remember
the
We
goat.
when.
accept that here today. On the mind over matters and under matters, I'm speaking on behalf of Sime as well. I think we all agree MJ is the goat.
That is
Um,
true.
but
Mhm.
the thing that I want to say is that he's trying to help the whole um the whole music industry because there are a lot of artists who can't speak out at the moment. The
Yeah.
minute they speak out, they're going to lose their record deals, and
Mhm.
you know the chances of them making it independently, especially if they like haven't been in the music industry for a while, it'd be really hard,
Hmm.
Yeah.
you know. So
So
he's
do you
fighting a
take?
good cause. I don't know how people can get mad at that.
Well, look, again, people are going to find excuses to
Yeah,
not like people all the time, even when people do good things, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's unfortunately the consequence of being on the internet and being
yeah,
a big
a
celebrity with a
celebrity.
big,
Yeah, a known
yeah, and especially
personality. Yeah.
and especially a really like kind of volatile kind of person that Kanye can sometimes be.
oh, definitely.
People will either choose to kind of be on him about stuff or love him about it. You either love him or hate him, and I think that's what makes Kanye like a spectacle for people. Even if you do like him or not, you can
Yeah,
appreciate the stuff that
he'll
he.
be, and I think that's kind of his brand as well. Like, he will somehow be in a conversation, no matter what that conversation is, and no matter where you stand on a conversation.
And we're definitely seeing more of that now.
Yeah.
I guess we'll wrap up with our final topic, which is about the Mandalorian season 2. Now, for a while, I think like a couple of months ago, someone that I was subscribed to like was mentioning like a bit of like on YouTube, they were mentioning like bits and pieces about how there was like maybe a little bit of trouble on the Mandalorian TV show. But it wasn't until recently that they kind of broke their silence because they got confirmation from like multiple sources that apparently Pedro Pascal left filming of the Mandalorian season 2 midway.
Pedro
And
Pascal is the actor who's playing the Mandalorian, by the way. So
yes, that's correct.
yeah,
Which, by the way, if you didn't know that, that's actually kind of part of the reason why
Yeah,
he
why he wants to leave,
left.
yeah.
Because part of the reason why he
Oh, so has it been confirmed that he's left, or is it
it
just rumor?
well it's you see it's a bit in the air because again I do want to everybody who's listening treat this as rumor until it's confirmed. But I do trust like the source of where all this information is coming from because they also did report on stuff about Star Wars, and all the leaks behind like Episode 9 and stuff like that. So I do
oh
at least
right,
trust the information that comes from this particular source. But yeah, like apparently the reason why he quit mid-season or he left mid-season was he wanted more scenes with him without his helmet. Now, in the Mandalorian TV show and like kind of the lore of Star Wars and stuff, Mandalorians always wear their helmet; they don't take it off, and they kind of snuck in like I think like one scene in the first season where he didn't have
towards
the
the end,
helmet on.
towards the very end, yeah.
He was
Yeah,
like
very end,
bleeding
right?
out.
And it's like
But
due to consequences. It's not like he's done it out of.
but the thing is, it's 100% must have been because
He
Pedro
wanted.
Pascal was I
Probably
want my head
complaining,
out
yeah.
now. And the thing is like I see it all the time when it comes to like superheroes and stuff like that. Like for example like Captain America, right? Like in the latest Marvel movies, any opportunity he doesn't have his helmet on. He doesn't have like even though that's like the traditional look. Or anytime like Iron Man's on like and he's not fighting, he doesn't have like the helmet on, right? It's always like off or it's
Just
kind
his
of
head.
digitally removed or something like that, right? And it's all about like the actors trying to put their face out there. Same thing with Thor. One of the big things that I didn't really like about Thor was he didn't wear the helmet, even though like the helmet's really iconic and it looked really good in the first Thor movie. And I think this is just kind of like another example of like celebrities wanting to put their face and like which is fair because I think some had mentioned like maybe like some people might not know, hey, Pedro Pascal, who is Pedro Pascal? Well, he's a Mandalorian. Who's the Mandalorian?
They want to be recognized for their role, but it shouldn't jeopardize like the role itself.
Well, and that's the thing. Pedro Pascal actually went to Lucasfilm themselves to try and get the showrunners for the Mandalorian to buckle to his kind of demands to have more face time, allegedly. Because again, these are all rumors until it's proven true.
And I like what happened after that.
Yeah, and they told him like no, and they told him to leave, right? They told him to like, and that's the thing, and it's kind of confirmed, and I don't know, it's not officially confirmed, but the thing is, Jon Favreau, who's like, he's one of the showrunners, he's one of the directors, etc. He confirmed it in an interview with Entertainment Weekly. That they're going to be introducing new characters, and that there will be new opportunities to follow different storylines. So it very much could be what they might do this season is, they'll have the new characters, like, we know that there's characters from, the Star Wars Clone Wars, like Ahsoka and stuff. So they might have their
didn't
stories.
They say Ahsoka is cancelled?
No. She
wasn't in the trailer.
She wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah, so that character who disappears
is a different character.
It's a different character.
It's a different character. Might be a different alien race, or might be like a similar area. There's like a lot of orange aliens. I don't know. I don't know how all that.
Yeah, because I was looking for the face markings. You know how she tattoos her face.
But she didn't have it. So who knows, right? Yeah. She might be a different alien race. But I think the actress who was in the trailer, she's like another wrestler, which I think Gina, I forget her name. The female bounty hunter in Mandalorian. She's like a wrestler, right?
Yeah. And she's a MMA fighter, yeah.
MMA fighter, yeah. And I think so is the woman who's playing the orange alien as well. So they're all kind of coming in on it. But yeah, so so they might have a situation where we're going to show like what's going on with Ahsoka, and then they might sprinkle in all these scenes about like the Mandalorian like walking with like Yoda and doing this thing and being sprinkled throughout the season and having like 1 or 2 dedicated episodes, right? Like, because if he leaves midway, people are going to be like, wait, how isn't this show supposed to be about the Mandalorian? Like, why is it focusing on like this person or that person? How do you guys feel about like maybe potentially Pedro Pascal? This is, again, it's a rumor, but I think it's at least kind of true.
I really don't care either. I think like, if they recast him,
he's the Mandalorian. But like, if it comes between him wanting to show his face around versus finding another actor who's keen to like wear the mask the whole time to keep up like what the show wants, then I mean they've been doing a good job so far. Like, why would you want to change something that is working?
Mm-hmm. And the show's getting really good reviews too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the shame. Like, it's one of those things where you wish that people kind of just like just be one-to-one with the adaptation. You look really cool. People are going to associate you with like a really dope character, but that's all corporate issues.
I think especially when the story's already been written in, and the creative team, this people who are running the cameras, the directors, the producers, they're all on board with going with a particular narrative. Why would you want to come in and just for your own sake try to change all of that? Because that if you introduce removing your helmet, it's not as easy as you spend like the entire first season avoiding removing the helmet and like almost like threatening people who try to remove your helmet, and then all of a sudden you're like, what, I don't give a shit about this anymore. I'm just gonna
take my helmet off. It is weird, right?
It is a really like you're just completely throwing a spanner into an engine that's running already in a pretty good way. So
I mean it sucks, but the thing is, I'm still looking forward to Mandalorian season 2. They did a really good job with season 1.
I'm really keen. Yeah.
We have the boys to kind of hold us over till the new season comes through.
I think they kind of align with each other as well. Like when the boy finishes, the boys will finish, and then
it'll begin.
Almost, it's like they almost like overlap with each other.
I think it will overlap.
Yeah.
Like an episode or 2.
Yeah, but it's like around that same time.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
When Mandalorian episodes run out, we got PS5, so.
That's if I get my copy.
Hey, but something I think we missed out on when we were talking about the PlayStation is that apparently it's not really rumors. It's but it hasn't been confirmed. I don't know, like it's kind of in between.
Mm.
But so you know, event at the start, it was told that there are two shipments that are going to come out for this year for the PlayStation. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, you got the people that are getting it on release
First, yeah.
for the people who pre-ordered it like as soon as pre-orders open, and then there were people who would get the second release. So
Mhm.
that's like sometime in mid-December.
Mm.
So now they're saying that apparently they're bringing out the first shipment before, like, I think like a week or two before the actual release date. So those, not only will those people get theirs like on time, but the second shipment might also come earlier. So people who are expected to get their PS5 like
Might get it
in
early December.
December, like
Yeah.
we might get it like
Late November, early
late
December.
November. So
Ah,
you know,
okay.
that extra 1 or 2 weeks early.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, that's the thing.
Fingers
With
crossed,
the
man.
whole, yeah, well, with all the situations that's happening like around the world with like distribution, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
PlayStation is they're not delivering it through shipping. They're delivering it through like airplane, right? So
Okay.
so it's going to
Oh,
be more
right.
expensive. So it's more expensive for Sony, but they're obviously trying to get because otherwise they're not going to
Yeah, they're not gonna
like
be able to
they
meet
meet
the
the release
demands.
date. No
Yeah.
way,
can do
right?
it.
So Sony's definitely going to take the hit for that because obviously the demand for PlayStation is really high.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised that maybe there is going to be an early release, but we'll see how things go, especially with like Corona and all that happening. Hopefully you might get your new PlayStation. What is it? November is it? And Samad, you'll still be getting it next year, November or something like that.
Someone's
Next
still
year,
getting it on
December.
31st December 2021.
But that kind of wraps us up for this week.
I'll come with you, Sahal. I'll come with you, bro.
Or-
Hijack. Yeah. Remember to get me one as well, please. But yeah, that'll be us for this week. Thanks everybody for joining us for Mind Under Matters. We really appreciate you guys coming out and seeing us every week. We have Mind Over Matters next Tuesday, as always. So please check us out next week for our show. But till then, see you guys later. Catch ya.
Take care.